there was somebody who really was going hell for leather on our Twitter page. There were a few of them about the polling questions, and then one of our followers stepped in and said, "Well, look, why don't you just write to this? Why don't you just write to Victory Research and ask them?" And the person said, "Right, I will."
Please go check out rebelstoreZA.com. Their winter range is now available. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Real Moments. Real Moments are sections from longer interviews done on my channel that I think you guys might find interesting. Your real moment is in. JC McFarlane, can Phil tell us a bit about the scientific method of the polling? Many who oppose independence try to discredit the polling process. Before, Phil, you get this, the company that did the polling is a highly reputable company, which Phil can tell us what the name is, but they have clients like B, big, huge clients in South Africa. Morning Shot, Roman Kabanek explained it very eloquently in his previous episode. Please go check it out. But yeah, Phil, you go ahead.
Look, how thoroughly do you want me to answer this? So something very interesting happened. Look, this has become the new "Are you racist?" question. As soon as we poll, a whole lot of people who clearly know nothing about polling rush onto the thing and moan about the size of the poll, with really having no understanding of how polling works at all. So it's the margin for error that is the key thing, not the sample. There's a scientific calculation. Obviously, sample size is a factor in there, but it's the margin for error of poll that you have to look at. And the key thing is how representative the sample is. So even people like you saw your I don't know if you count him as a colleague or not, but I mean, Ronaldo, he seems to be the leader of he's always the first in, and it's so ridiculous. And I've got a lot of time for Ronaldo, but I mean, in all honesty, I have Twitter polls a bigger sample. I don't get, if you have a Twitter poll with 100,000 people, it's less accurate than because actually it's 100,000 people in your echo chamber. It's not representative of the population that you're polling. It's representative of the people that read your page, which is completely different. The whole point of independent polling is that you have a demographically representative sample that is matched for age and location and race and so on. Now, one of the interesting things, and you can tell me out whether you want me to read it or not to you, that there was somebody who really was going hell for leather on our Twitter page. There were a few of them about the polling questions, and then one of our followers stepped in and said, "Well, look, why don't you just write to this? Why don't you just write to Victory Research and ask them?" And the person said, "Right, I will." So they did, and I know that because then once they wrote to them, then Victory Research responded to the person in an email, and they copied me in and said, "Look, here's a thing," and they gave a full description of how because what the person wanted. They kept on saying to me, there's a couple of people, and I said, "Look, it's demographically representative." Yeah, but what does that mean? It's like, well, it's demographically representative. No, which, and it just and there was no setting. So actually, but the answer was incredibly thorough. So that person has actually promised Victory Research that they will go onto Twitter and rectify their maligning the sample, whether they do or not. But if you want me to read the email, I'm very happy to read it for you.
While I have you here, why don't you please go down in the description below and check out Support My Channel, where you can support me for as little as 40 Rand a month, and also you get some perks, but you gotta use the Quicket link to get access to these perks. Again, links in the description below, and don't forget, subscribing is always free. Do you have it in front of you now?
I do. I'll have to find it in 2 seconds. Won't be here.
No worries. But while you do that, I just want to show people this is Victory Research. I'm on their website now. You can see they do polls and a whole lot of other marketing things. But here are some of their clients. Their First Rand Bank, IRR, City Press, Uber, and a whole lot of other very well known. Even the DA report. Businesses. I mean, this is not some fly-by company thing. This is a company that's been used by reputable companies to do marketing research, and yeah, there's a science to it. So yeah, Phil, if you're ready.
Okay, here we go. The poll was conducted telephonically using a single frame random digit dialing sampling design in line with best international practice. Briefly, the sampling frame consists of every potential cell phone number in existence in South Africa from which a probability sample is drawn. Only Western Cape residents were included in the final sample. The approach ensures that every number stands an equal chance of being included in the study, which is the most basic condition that must be met for surveys results to be generalizable to the population from which a sample is drawn. It also ensures that we avoid the coverage error induced by calling off consumer lists, which by definition cannot contain every active cell phone number. Mobile networks cover 99.8% of the South African population, and SIM card penetration passes the 100% mark in the third quarter of 2008 and currently stands at 160% of the South African population and 215% if only including South Africans 10 years and older, giving coverage which for all practical purposes can be said to be universal. It's actually higher than this now. These figures are a couple of years old. Data is post-stratified, calibrated on population group, age, language, gender, province, level of education, and residential area using a raking algorithm to ensure that it matches the population totals. This ensures that we adjust for any underrepresentation of key demographic groups in the data, which might occur due to random sampling error found at every survey and non-response error. We review any extreme weights and consider the limitations that need to be placed with when these occur. I haven't gone into our various quality control mechanisms here, of which there are various. This is a random representative sample in terms of all key demographics: age, gender, race, income, geographic location with a rural urban split, and language.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, was your real moment. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please feel free to share it with your friends, family, or whoever you think might find it interesting. Give the video a like. It goes a long way to supporting the channel and helping it grow. And this is your second reminder to please subscribe to my channel. I've got a lot more content coming your way. And please go check out the Telegram channel. It's a channel, not a group. You just get notified of all the upcoming uploads and live streams on this channel. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, stay safe, be kind to one another, and I'll see you at the next one. Cheers.